Marshall, A-Holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
Oh! From the Queen Studios of New York, Injury City and UFC lands, Poirier versus Pettis, Premier FC 24 with CEO KARYN WESCH with the MMA-Holes. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful. I just saw this. Breaking news. Breaking news on the MMA-Holes. Now, you could notice over here, there's a lot of shit going on. But if you look at today's show, Frankie Edgar, not that long ago, we found out about Frankie Edgar getting hurt. He got his face is all fucked up, and now he's out of UFC 218. We're going to be discussing that. But what I just found out right now, live in the MMA-Holes, I couldn't even retitle the video. It just broke. Dominick Cruz, the Dominator, Dominick Cruz is out for UFC 219 versus Jimmy Rivera. This is insane. Insanity. I cannot believe this. I think it's like a broken leg or some shit like that. Let's see. Dominick Cruz out of Jimmy Rivera. Bam! Right over here. Right off the bat, guys. Look at this shit. Dominick Cruz, according to MMAfighting.com, Dominick Cruz out of UFC 219 fight with Jimmy Rivera. That sucks. That's it. Yeah, good. Oh, my God. Scream, everybody. Scream in the chat. Oh, my God. This is terrible. It's a tough day for... Oh, God. It's a tough day for Dominick. All right, UFC Jimmy Rivera due to broken arm. Multiple sources told MMA Fighting Ariel on Wednesday it remains immediately unclear if the UFC will keep Rivera on December 30th card in Las Vegas. Holy shit. Not only is this falling through, but Frankie Edgar on UFC 218, they're looking for a dance partner for Max Holloway. Oh my God. We come off of UFC 217 on the highest of highs. We're all pumped up, seeing what could possibly be the greatest card of all time. Regardless, we saw history. 3 title changes. And now it's Injury City. Frankie Edgar and now Dominick Cruz are injured. They are out. UFC 218, UFC 219. That sucks. Man, oh man, I'm just still trying to process the Dominick Cruz thing. Dominick Cruz, Jimmy Rivera would have been a really good fight. And that's not happening. There's an arrow pointing to the face of Frankie Edgar. He's donezo. So we're going to be talking about what is next for Max Holloway. Who are they going to throw in? Who's the dance partner for him? Poirier versus Pettis fight week, which is kind of getting overshadowed right now because of all these injuries. Talking about GSP dance partners and this and that and injuries at 218 and 219 now. And it's ridiculous. Premier FC 24 is this weekend as well. So on top of the UFC card, Premier FC is this weekend as well. And we're going to be having CEO KARYN WESCH on the show. Friend of the show. KARYN WESCH will be on live in a couple of minutes, actually. She'll be joining us. So it's good to see KARYN back on the show. We haven't seen her in a little bit. I hope KARYN's wonderful, and she's going to be joining us very shortly. Man, oh man. I still can't believe this. What is going on? We were just going through the greatest card of all time, and now everyone's getting hurt. UFC 218, it's like a shell now. I mean, I can't get like super pumped up. Cub Swanson. Is McGregor going to somehow pop out of nowhere? Is someone going to come up from 135? Like, who's going to fight for this belt with Max Holloway? What's going to happen? Max, it looks like, wants to stay on the card. But what's going to happen? If you're new to the show, this is our cringe chat, the live chat, the best chat on YouTube. Let's say hello to our friends. ANH, what's going on? Michael, the Archangel, says... He hate me, Abazaba. Vigo's here. JD McCullough. G-Man Mule. Hip-hop highlight reel is here as well. Says Pettis, the GOAT, will get his belt back. So there you go.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Dancing with the Stars is G-Man Mule. Sucking Fick. What's up, Sandy Santiago? Let's see. Tanner's here as well. King's Your Mother's Ring. Craig Lee's here. Gary Banjo Sandwich is dropping the shit. Injury Rose is Ann H. Kaepernick sucks. What's up? The Mule. Abbas says the MMA Holes. I wonder if the winner of Pettis Poirier would want a title shot at 145. The winner of Pettis, that's a little bit of a quick turnaround, no? For the title shot? I mean, man, crazy stuff. I can't wrap my head around it. Now, 145, okay? Max Holloway needs a dance partner. And we're going to talk about this in detail tonight on the MMA Holes for 2 swole hours. There's a moderator in the chat that's beeping right now. It's Jessie Bell Hill. She'll be doing the after show, so make sure you subscribe to Jessie Bell Hill as well. But a lot of people right off the bat, that's right, Vigo, we are the GOAT. You're correct. A lot of people right off the bat are saying Cub Swanson. The fuck? Why is Karen? Oh, what is she doing? Oh my goodness, Karen, you've been on the show before. What are you doing? She's calling me. All right, so Karen, click on the fucking link. AIDS. Where is Karen? Let's get Karen on the horn. Karen WESCH is the CEO of Premier FC. She's supposed to click on the link so she could jump in on the call, and she's calling me. She's not supposed to call me. She's supposed to click on the link. That's how it works over here. On the mails. Stand by. Let's see. And she's also a couple of minutes early, but that's all right. Let's see. Let's get Karen WESCH on the line. Click the link. On the link in the email. That's right. That's what happens when you do live shows over here on YouTube. You have malfunctioning. There you go. Click on the link in the email. Okay, let's see if Karen can click on the link. It's tough. All right. If not, we're going to have to try to set up another hangout for her. But let's see. We're going to throw Karen in this room over here, the hangouts room. I mean, there's 2 of me. See, so I'm here, and I'm there too. I'm here as well. But this is where Karen's supposed to be. Like this guy over here is supposed to be where Karen is supposed to be, but she's not here yet. It's okay. Let's see. Max is a young 145, a huge 145er. He is. And the first thing that jumped into my head with Max Holloway was, listen, it's probably not going to happen. Most likely it's not going to happen. The first thing I thought about with Max Holloway was get Conor McGregor. Have that rematch. Make Max go up to 155. Why the fuck not? Conor's not going to hit 145. So make him come up. But in Detroit, not that much time for Conor to get in action. I don't think he's ready to go. It's probably not going to happen. Wouldn't it be great, though, if Conor swooped in and saved the card? Cub Swanson, I mean, he was the guy that was supposed to, if it wasn't Frankie Edgar, it was supposed to be Cub. They fought already. He already lost, but Cub's on a little bit of a tear, so why not? The thing I don't like about Cub is it is a rematch. And he went 5 rounds with Artem Lobov. Not sure if that's title worthy, to be honest. That's just my opinion. But he has a big following, Cub Swanson. He's a likable guy. A lot of people want to see him fight for that belt. Let me know in the chat now that we have a full swole room of peeps in the chat room. Let me know what you guys think. Who should be the opponent for Max Holloway? Let me know right now in the cringe chat, the live chat, the MMA Holes. And here we go. Live on the MMA Holes. I hope everyone has head movement because we got a guest. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Everybody say hello to our friend, KARYN WESCH, CEO of Premier FC. KARYN WESCH.
Wonderful.
What's going on, Karen? How's it going today?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I don't even know what to say, Karen. I mean, and I love that sweater, by the way. Hold on. Let me put this.
Oh, do you like how I did this today?
I see what you did there. Look at this. Hold on a second. Let me show the MMA Holes. Wonderful, wonderful sweater over here that KARYN WESCH has on. And there it is. Look at that. Oh, my God. That's a good sweater. Karen, it's good to see you live on the MMA Holes. This is, as soon as I go live, right, we find out a couple of things. We find out one off of Frankie Edgar hurts his face, and now he's not fighting on UFC 218. And now we just find out that Dominic Cruz broke his arm and is not going to fight at UFC 219. Injury City. There's injuries everywhere for the UFC coming off of UFC 217, a great event. What do you do now, Karen? You are the CEO of Premier FC. When you have these things happen, and knock on wood, we don't want any of that crazy stuff to happen this time around. But what do you do in a situation like this? How do you scramble to put something together? Do you just scrap the fight, or do you look for an opponent?
It depends who the opponent is. I definitely had that issue this time. First of all, we're coming off an awesome UFC card. I mean, 3 changes, you know, I mean, I don't know if there were upsets or that was crazy. But like when it happens to me, I actually just had a title fight that happened 2 weeks ago. And, you know, we have a new commission, so it's really hard. They don't make it easy at all to make changes anymore. But I scrambled. I had a deadline of Monday. I matched it Monday morning. So Tuesday, when I went into the state, I was able to make it work. But I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, guys get injured, they get hurt, you know, they're bad weight cuts, whatever the situation. I mean, it happens all the time. It's just like the industry standard. Now,
everyone in the chat, they are fapping in the chat. I'm not sure if you know what fapping means, but they're doing bad things to themselves right now in the chat. I think you're turning on my chat room, Karen. How do you feel about this?
That's better than the first time I called. I can't even like remember some of the names or actually some of the actions that happened the first time I called.
Yeah, usually the first appearance is a tough one. The MMA-Holes, they get a little crazy over here. They get out of control.
I love it.
The second time, a little better. And now I'm noticing, I think they're all in love. Law of Attraction says, I'm in love. Fap, fap, fap. So there you go. They're having a great time in that chat. KARYN WESCH is live on the MMA-Holes. Big event this weekend on Saturday. Premier FC 24. This is very, very exciting now. I get to come back and see you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys had in store. And this event is pretty stacked up. I have your Instagram on the screen right now, and there's a whole bunch of matchups over here. Maybe if you could fill the MMA-Holes, the new viewers here on the Premier FC, what we get to look forward to, and what are the big matchups to look for?
All right, so first of all, I actually have my card here because I just organized it so that we know like what order, because a lot of people are asking me, what time is this person fighting? And, you know, we have to wait till we go to the state to come up with those answers. I wasn't ignoring anybody. I just have to get permission, basically in the order in which I can do it. But our main event is actually, I don't know if any of you remember Cameron Lokanov. He's fought on Bellator. He's fought on Premier FC a few times. But he is coming back to us. This is kind of like his home area. He's from Western Massachusetts. He comes out of Team Link. So I'm thrilled to have him back. And he's fighting Gil Pinheiro. And now Gil Pinheiro went in the cage about maybe 2 years with Vinicius de Jesus, which is Cameron Lokanov's, it's one of his teammates. And Vinicius is now in Bellator. And he still to this day says one of the toughest matchups that he's had was against Gil. So that's going to be an amazing main event. They're both very, very good fighters. So, so you want me to keep going? Or?
No, I mean, I tell you what. Now, guys, UFC is great. Bellator is great, but the local MMA promotions are a little bit special. And let me explain why they're special. I've had the privilege to go to multiple events, and watching these local events, you basically, wherever you are, you can see what's going on. You hear the cracks of the punches, the kicks, the knees, everything. And there is more on the line, it feels like. You know, you hear the family members, you hear the friends in the crowd. You just get submerged into this form of entertainment here with mixed martial arts. And I think as we grow as a channel over here, I've appreciated it more. But how the new people that never been to a local event, why should they go to Premier FC 24?
You know, a lot of people forget that when guys go to the UFC or girls go to the UFC, that they had to get that record somewhere. You know, they don't go in there 0-0. You know, they don't go in there as their pro debut. They have to get their record from somewhere. I think that what I've prided myself on as far as Premier is that I've been lucky enough to be able to pull fighters from all over the country and let them fight in our home state. And not only that, but our home state guys get to fly out to where they are as well. Premier FC 24, it's the last show of the year. You know, it's been a rough year for a lot of fighters locally between injury. We've had Bellator here. We did have World Series here. We've had the UFC here. You know, the guys that are up and coming, or the guys that are at the level where they can go to those bigger shows, did go to those bigger shows. So, you know, they're coming home. Some are beat up a little bit. Teams are tired. We're at the end of the year. But I'm lucky enough to have been able to get such an amazing fight card for my last fight card of the year. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes it gets a little sketchy, like guys are injured and they're like, I'm tired. Let's just wait till January or February, or, But I was lucky enough that I was able to get some amazing, not only local guys, but guys from other parts of the country to come in. So I guess come and see it because it's an amazing card.
Now, we have an audience over here. There's a lot of people from Massachusetts and stuff like that. So I'm telling them, hey, if you're from the East Coast, Massachusetts, come on by. Check out this event. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. It's a lot of fun over there. Now, how much is it to get into this event?
It's $40 for general admission and $60 for cage side.
There you go. And general admission, I mean,
I got 3 title fights that are awesome.
Now, let's talk about this. On the show, we had Pat Casey and Jessie Kosikowski. There is a lot to talk about with this fight over here. And I noticed this on your card. I noticed it's an amateur title fight, but it's fairly high up on the card over here. There are 2 names that can be big stars down the road, especially a Jessie Kosikowski. I mean, this kid is flying under the radar, doing crazy things, and you would never think by looking at him, but he's been running over guys, and then you have an animal like Pat Casey in there ready to defend that belt. KARYN, can you explain what they're going to see during this fight?
Wow, these guys are amazing. So Pat has been with us for a long time. He's fought for a couple of different organizations, 3 times in his career somewhere. He's 7-1 now. He has been at 185, 170, and 155. I mean, the guy's a beast. You tell him to come in at 155, he's coming in at 155. He 85, he's going to do it. His last fight actually with us, he wanted to gain another title in a different weight class. So he did so. He went up to 185 and against Costa. Actually, I think Costa was actually on your show, Gramales. He was on your show as well. And I mean, I don't think I've seen a more bloody fight ever in my career. In 15 years, I don't think I've ever seen a more bloody fight than that one. And Pat came out victorious in that fight. And it was an amazing battle. And then you have Jessie Kosikowski. Jessie was basically born and started training. His father started training him really, really, really young. He's trained in a lot of different arts. He basically had come to me a long time ago, said, I want your title. And as I say to a lot of amateurs and even pros, you have to get to that point. You come back with a certain amount of wins, then you get that opportunity. But you can't just jump in with our champion being an 0-0. It just doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. And he went out there and he proved himself. He's 4-0 now, and he's ready to get in the cage with Pat. And that fight probably is every promoter's dream. Every local promoter wanted this fight, and I am so lucky that it's on my card this weekend.
Yeah, I've seen Pat fight once, and I was like, holy shit, this kid he's there to bang. And Jessie Kosikowski, I mean, this is a perfect matchup that you put together here, so I'm really excited about this fight. In the chat, there is a Cassandra Aiden, who is an aspiring, she's a kickboxer, and she's looking into getting some MMA. Maybe Cassandra could link up with Premier FC. Cassandra, you're from Jersey or whatever, get your ass over to Premier FC on Saturday. And maybe you could network with KARYN WESCH, who's going to be looking fine as usual. KARYN, what kind of outfit will you be wearing on Saturday?
Believe it or not, because of the new commission, I literally just slowed down this morning, so I don't even have a plan yet.
All right. Okay, well, are we going to be seeing some cleavage on Saturday?
Maybe you will. Which is rare, because I usually don't.
Okay. KARYN WESCH is live on the MMA-Holes, CEO of Premier FC. Definitely check it out this weekend. It is going to be a banging card. Who else do we have on this card to look out for? I know a friend of our show here, Jason Showers, is jumping on here. I got to talk to him on Instagram, and it looks like, is he opening up the card?
He is. He is opening up the card. He's fighting, he's fighting, Chris Almastica. Chris Almastica had fought for us before. He had gotten actually into a car accident, had some injuries, had to pull out for a little while. I went down actually personally and watched him, because we all know Jason. We've seen Jason knock someone out in like 13 seconds in the cage. And then we've seen him go somewhere else and go 3 rounds. So I know Jason's style, and I really wanted to put together a fight that was really competitive for both of them. I went down to Chris's school and I watched him, and stylistically they both match up so well. So I think I'm not sure it's going to go the distance. I can't tell you which direction it's going to go in, but I could say that it's definitely going to be a battle. It'll be a fun fight to watch.
Now, we've spoken about this a couple of times before. Like, you build relationships with these fighters and stuff like that. I'm sure deep down you never want to show who you're rooting for and stuff. But are there times where you're watching these fights and you're like, man, you really want a certain person to win? Or can you put that aside and put the business hat on and just enjoy the event for what it is?
It's funny because when I first started, that was really difficult. When you become a matchmaker, you don't really plan on the emotional side of it. You just think, oh, I'm just going to throw some fights together because I love the sport. And then, like you said, you get really close to these guys. They become almost like part of your family. You spend so much time talking to them, talking to their coaches. But for me, I want them all to win. So every time I put guys in the cage, I want them to win. So I'm able to separate the emotional side of matching once the fight starts. It doesn't matter to me either way, whichever fighter is going to win. I want them both to be safe. I want them to shine in the cage. I want them to go in there the best that they can. Do I have my favorite fighters? I do, but that's not in the cage. They're so easy to work with, or I respect something that they've done in their life. But once that cage door shuts, those are fighters. Whichever one wins, that's what I put it together for. I want to see a good fight, a competitive fight. When I match a fight, remember, I've told you this before, I pretend that all their moms are in the front row. And do I want to put them in there to get hurt? No. I want them to go in there and do what they love. And I don't want to be, I will never pad somebody's record. It just won't happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is interesting that you say that. Now, we spoke before about you being a female in this industry, and you just do your thing over here. You put these cards together. You're well respected on the East Coast over here. And now, do you ever, when these fights are going on and a great event comes together and all falls into place and you have some good fights, do you ever just like sit back and be like, I'm the shit? Do you ever like pat yourself on the back and be like, I am the shit? Or you just move and look on to the next event? What is next? What's going to be in the future of Premier FC?
Okay, so when up to fight day, it's so much work. For people who don't know, we are so sanctioned and regulated. Every single piece of paper has to be in line, and each fighter needs 30 different pieces of paper. And if they are out of line, that fighter is not fighting. So it is such a struggle once you've matched the fight between getting the fighters to get their stuff in and their medicals and, the commission to accept stuff. It really is crazy. So I call the week of the fight, hence the Hell Week. It is so much work up to it. By the time I get cage side, I am so excited to relax and watch these fights. I don't think I have ever sat cage side and went, that just isn't my style. It's more like, thank God it happened, because there's so many times that I sit back and I think, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get this full fight card done and get all these fighters to the cage. There's no way.
Yeah.
And when it gets to that point, I look around, I see people that I only see on fight night. And to me, it's a huge party with a whole bunch of friends. And I thoroughly enjoy it. Then Sunday I sleep. Monday I have to deal with the commission. Tuesday I start thinking about the next card.
Yeah. Now, at these events, have you ever had like fights break out in the seats and stuff like that? I've seen a lot of these local promotions where fights break out. Now, the one I was at, it ran smooth. Everything was great. Right into the after party, good times. And I've noticed in other promotions, especially in New York, that there are fights in the stands. People going crazy, drinking and stuff like that. Have you ever had an instance where something like this happened at one of your events?
Well, first of all, I think New York is a little different, and I do think that they're getting better. But up until this year, they were never sanctioned. Mm-hmm. They just kind of ran their own thing, did their own thing. The guy down the street, the bouncer down the street was their security. So I can't really look at them as they were bad. They were just unregulated. And so the safety between the fighters and the fans, and it was just kind of a free-for-all. But I think New York's doing a really good job at stopping that from happening. For me, I've had one fight. Believe it or not, it was cage side. It was Kenny Champion. He was fighting. I think he was on your show once, I think. But his father is actually in a wheelchair. And what happened is we oversold our show. And when Kenny, after his fight, he got very woozy and he fell. And I think his father thought that something had happened to him after the fight. So someone was rushing him to his son in a wheelchair. The staff didn't realize the guy was in a wheelchair. The people in the front row thought that he was trying to rush the fighter. So out of nowhere, this big wall of people. And it was kind of and I always think that I am way bigger than I am and way stronger than I am such a wimp. If you're going to punch me, I'm going to lay down and pretend that I'm dead. So here I come running in because I know the situation. And I'm like, no, stop. He just wants to see his son. So it took a few minutes, but outside of that, we have never had a fight. Mm-hmm. we don't have that kind of crowd. I think people mistaken, you know, that MMA is so rough. You know, we're so rough, and you go there and it's a rough crowd. It's not. That's not what it is. It's a sport just like football or a sport like soccer. You know, you go, you watch, you enjoy, and yeah, you drink. But, you know, if you see someone really getting out of control, most of the time it's alcohol related. You can handle that with a smile versus with your fists, you know? So you just kind of our staff is trained that way. You know, don't put your hands on somebody. Don't start something like that. So, you know, I do think that it's the individual event and how they train their staff on how to deal with that kind of stuff.
Now, we are live with KARYN WESCH on the MMA-Holes. Now, we spoke about this before, how you got into the business, this and that, but there are some new people watching. So, were you a UFC fan before you got into the whole Premier FC thing? How did it start, like a brief synopsis on that?
I actually thought fighting was totally barbaric, like 15 years ago. I totally didn't want anything to do with it. And then we started a clothing line, and I'm an entrepreneur. I grew up with parents who were like, you're going to own a business. So I just started a clothing line, and I never watched the fights ever. I would just like close my eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I saw someone break their arm. I'm like, never will I ever watch this sport ever. And then it kind of grew. The fighters grew on me. I sponsored them, and then I hung out in their gyms, and then I got to know their coaches, and then I saw really bad promoters and matchmakers getting these guys beat up, and I felt like I had to do something about it. I did start watching the UFC. I remember Gabriel Gonzaga, Marco Alvin, his coach, Ricardo Funch. These guys were UFC guys, and they really took me under their wing, and I studied them and I watched them, and then I learned more about the local scene, and it just kind of grew from there. 2010 is when the UFC wanted to come to Massachusetts, so it was like, if we're not coming here if you don't get sanctioned. So I dug my heels in, and I spent a lot. I'm from Connecticut, so I dug my heels in, and I went to Boston, and I basically lived in Boston for 6 months and learned this end of the sport, the business side, and kind of just went from there. It's fun though, you know, and I've had so much fun doing it.
Every time I've seen you, you look like you're having a great time. You're always smiling and having fun with it. And I mean, hey, why not do what you love, right? I mean, chasing a dream, doing what you love. And look at this. Now you're the CEO of Premier FC. It doesn't get any better than this. KARYN WESCH, this is exciting. So now, okay, the thing I always bring up with you, okay, because there's a lot of UFC fans in here. And when we talk UFC, when we talk Premier FC, there's a gentleman who is at the top of the game. Everyone is talking about this guy, and his name is the platinum one, Mike Perry, who has fought in Premier FC. Could you tell us a little bit about Mike Perry?
Mike Perry, I think that a lot of people, they look at him like just like he's from the cage, like, you know. And I remember when I first met him here, I flew him here to fight. I flew his coach in. They were awesome to deal with. And I remember he got off the plane, and he kind of talked that, hey, what's up kind of thing. And I was picking him up to take him to a morning show that him and I were going to be on live TV. And I thought, oh my gosh, I couldn't even understand him. I thought, oh my gosh, he talks like, it was so different. But then I got him in front of the screen, and they put him on the show, and the show starts, and he starts talking. I thought, wow, this guy is so cool. You know, like, he has no problem speaking what's on his mind. And, you know, and he was amazing to deal with. He came in my cage. He was coming in as the underdog. But I watched him and I studied him down in Florida. And I was like, wow, this kid's really something special. I stayed in contact with him. I still actually stay in contact with him today. He's on my car, actually. When I did the wrap on my car is right when he won. And Vinicius de Jesus won. So Vinicius and Mike Perry won the spots on the wrap on my car. And probably after his second fight in the UFC, his second win, he had contacted me and said, you know, that's like a luck thing. And I said, I swear, as long as in the UFC, I will never take you off my car. And he's like, perfect, you know? So I got to know like his girlfriend, and she's wonderful. She's just the perfect girlfriend for a guy who goes through what he goes through. I think he's one of those people that hides, you know, you see all these people training, and they're always in front of the camera, and they're training in front of the camera. And for him, he has so much fun in front of the camera, and he kind of keeps some of his training pretty private. And I think that's good. I think, yeah, that, you know, I think
you're gonna wrap one on one shoulder, and gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
Let's see what Craigley has to say.
Hello to KARYN and to the chat. Fuck Darth and Tanner. Does she get a discount at Jason Shower's pawn shop?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. This is a very good question by Craig Lee. So Craig Lee wants to know if you get a discount at Jason Shower's porn shop.
I don't know. He lives 5 hours from me, but if I do, I'll send him some money on PayPal and tell him what I want.
All right. There you go. Craig Lee, thank you for the donation. KARYN WESCH is live talking about Premier FC 24. That's this weekend, Saturday. Can't wait for this. And we were just talking about Mike Perry. And someone in the chat goes, make Mike Perry your logo. And that's pretty funny because I noticed on your Instagram account over here, Mike Perry is screaming in a little bit of the corner over here. I do notice that Mike Perry is the logo for Premier FC. So why not? I mean, the guy's at the top of his game. Everyone loves this kid. I mean, did you know he was a star?
He's really a hot guy. Like, he's such a nice guy. What you see in the cage, and you know, a lot of people, he came on kind of strong and people didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he flipped that because of his personality. He's just an awesome guy. He's an awesome guy.
Did you know, though, when you saw this kid fight, like, did you know, like, hey, this guy's the real deal when you saw him fight? Or was it like, he's, you know, we're not sure, he needs a little bit of work? Or did you know right off the bat that this kid was going to be the real deal?
When I saw him in video and when I studied him a little bit, I thought he is really good. You know, you really can't get a feel for people in video. So it wasn't until he came up here. It was towards the end of the fight. I saw him getting really tired and something clicked,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like point wise, he really wasn't winning the fight. And then I looked and it was like something clicked, like he's not going to lose this fight. He has so much heart that when he's fighting, if he's getting like pushed against that cage, he has this heart. He's going to push back and he's going to win that fight. And I think that's going to take him so far in his career because he wants it that bad. You know, he's the guy who's going to train because he wants it that bad.
He looks like he has so much heart, and goddamn, he's got grenades in his hands, for God's sakes. He hits hard.
He keeps telling everybody. They don't listen. They didn't listen.
Yeah. Do you think that Mike Perry could be a champ in the UFC? I mean, he's almost ranked right now.
I do, and I think he's slowly making his way up. He's slowly getting that respect. You know, when I see him on fight night, you know, I'm like, this kid's good enough. He's won enough in the UFC. He needs to be jumping on their, you know, even the lower end of their main card. I see some guys maybe who don't belong on that spot. He's really making a name for himself. I think it's organic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that he didn't come on here like some other guys with the big mouths and having so much to say. He's organically growing. He's showing, I said I could do it, and I'm doing it. Yeah. So I do think that someday we will see him somewhere. I think we'll see him as a contender.
I noticed in the chat, a couple of people are asking, they're going back to the clothing line thing. What was the name of the clothing line? What kind of clothes did you guys sell?
Need to Bleed Fightwear.
Need to Bleed. Oh, that's cool. Now, do you look to keep on doing stuff with clothing lines down the road, or you just Premier FC 24, Premier FC CEO, that's it?
No, I mean, I still have that. I'm kind of in a conflict of interest with the sponsors that I have to run my own. Some promoters do that. They have their whole line set up, then they have their sponsors over here. I still have Need to Bleed. You know, we sell that out west. I'm actually adding a new division to Premier MMA. I'm doing my first Premier Pro Boxing show in February.
Now, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting because...
You know, it's the first time I've said it out loud.
Oh, wow. So breaking news on the MMA-Holes. Look at this. Premier FC is going into boxing, and it seems like this is the trend. It seems like the UFC, by the way, they just... And I think it was today they announced it, that they were doing something with Zuffa and boxing. Now they're going to be having boxing as well. Boxing is huge. I mean, all right, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not the biggest boxing fan in the world, but I recognize the audience and the intelligence of boxing fans. They're very loyal people, smart people. They love the sport, and boxing is huge. So why did you go this route now? Now, why are you going into boxing?
You know, I visit a lot of local schools and further out. And if you really look at trainers and you look at fighters, you know, they can go either way. So you get a guy, I'm just going to give you an example. You get a guy, he's real good. He needs work on his stand-up. You know, he's strong in stand-up, but he'll fight, and these guys are always going to the ground. They really want to work on it. When you're a boxer and you go in and you lose in boxing, that's not change your record in. So I think to make guys, especially the higher level guys, pros, I think if they start spreading out a little bit, it gets them that more exposure. It gets them more experience. So when they do get the higher level Bellator, they have they have a better, you know, if you get a guy who's fighting, he's fought 10 times, he's won 10 times, every time is by submission, he's never really shown his hands, you know, he needs that experience, because when he gets to UFC, he might need to use those hands, and how often has he used them? So, you know, in my opinion, I feel like we need to open the doors a little bit and say, you know, like for Premier, I have a great opportunity to take a lot of these local schools that are boxing / MMA schools and get these pros more experience in a ring and not just.
Now, when are you looking to do this with the boxing? When are you looking to do this on the same night as your MMA promotions, or are you looking to do a separate thing?
We can't do that. We can't fight MMA in a ring. So I would have to have a venue that has a ring and a cage.
Okay.
Different. Everything is different. So to do that, I know somebody did that. Was it Bellator that did that?
Yeah, Bellator did that. Well, they had the ring and the cage. They had them both there.
Yeah, and you know, I don't necessarily feel the need to really do 2 events at one time. I mean, I think that each art is fantastic on its own. I'll be running pro shows right now. I'll probably do all pro, right? Just because I'm still learning. I mean, I have the ability to do it. I have, you know, a ring. I have everything, and I'm working with some amazing pro boxers and a boxing matchmaker who's really getting me, you know, to really be a little more knowledgeable. As an MMA matchmaker, I study all the different sports. Muay Thai. I'm studying MMA. I study, you know, just the whole program in itself. And I do feel confident in, you know, when I look at a boxer, I could tell a true boxer versus a boxer who just trains boxing in his MMA program. So I think that I've grown in it, but I definitely am not going to pretend that I'm an expert by any means to be able to match these guys. So I've hired somebody who's really teaching me and will be working with me on my first, second, maybe even third card to really wrap my head around at the matching of it. Because again, I'm not only a matchmaker, but I'm a promoter too. So, you know, there's two different jobs that I have to do, you know, side by side. So I'm really lucky to be able to have somebody who's been in the sport for, you know, 25 years. And I actually have a historian, a guy who has been studying boxing. He's not in the boxing community as far as training. He knows every boxer and every piece of history of boxing. So he's going to be working with me as well to see where these guys, where different teams and different managers and their managers came from, to really dig in and be able to be an asset to these guys.
Would you ever do something like Muay Thai or just kickboxing, like exclusive fights like that, or are you just going to go to boxing for now?
I'll go to boxing for now. There's obviously there's Lion Fights, which they do their shows right down in Connecticut, which is about an hour from me. But there's another guy. His name's Mohammed. He runs No Boundaries, and No Boundaries is a kickboxing Muay Thai fight at the same level like that I do. I met him probably about 2 years ago. I went to my first Muay Thai boxing show not that long ago, and I really truly enjoyed it. The Muay Thai side of it is very interesting. They play music while they fight, and you know, the rituals that they do. So if I was to ever do anything in Muay Thai or kickboxing, I would probably, and this is not like something that I'm making like, here are this news coming. I'm not. If I was ever to do something in Muay Thai or boxing, I would definitely work with Mohammed, and maybe we could do some kind of mixed show, or you know, although I really appreciate the Muay Thai history, I think that Premier will stay on its own with boxing and MMA.
Okay. KARYN WESCH is live on the MMA-Holes. There's a big event this weekend. Premier FC 24. It's going down. It's gonna be crazy event over there in Massachusetts. It's Agawam, right? Agawam, yes. At the Proving Ground, Agawam, Massachusetts over there. Ches Joseph. It's exciting stuff over there. Ches,
you always call
yeah, what was it? Ches Joseph. Ches Joseph. That's good. I have a question now. You're talking about like collaborating with other organizations and stuff like that. What's going on? Is there any drama now? I mean, now there are a lot of local promotions out there. We had a certain wigged man on this show once before. Are there any other promotions out there that are clawing at Premier FC? Do you feel any tension with any of the local organizations, or is everything smooth right now?
It's really smooth. I mean, there were 16 of us in Massachusetts, probably like 5 years ago. There's only well, there's 3, but I like to say there's only 2 promoters doing business in Massachusetts right now. And the other one, I mean, we actually talked today. We get along very, very well. We go to meetings together in Boston. So we really work together to try to, regulations can be changed. And some of the regulations that make it really difficult for the fighters to be able to fight here, we work really well together trying to talk to the commission about making the appropriate changes to regulation to help them. We got licensed within 3 days of each other back in 2010. And we've been going back and forth for years. You know, he's like a brother that sometimes I want to, you know, throat punch, and other times I want to hug him because he's awesome, you know. So there was another guy, that Jessie guy, or not Jessie, what's his name? Billy Idol. He had his show like 2 weeks ago, so that was super fun. But I don't know if we'll ever see him back. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything really about what's going on over there. So.
Now, there's a great question in the chat. They said, ask her, how can we watch the card live? The last time there was like this pay-per-view, I think it was with Fight TV the last time, if I'm not mistaken. Are you doing it with Fight again? Fight TV?
Believe it or not, we have always done live streaming, and we did a pay-per-view. We actually are having a technical issue this week that we found out we're not going to be able to do live. There's a chance we would take care of it and fix it, but we would prefer to have it pop up and say, okay, it's fixed, let's do it, and promote that we'll be doing it. But on my end, I don't like to make promises I can't keep. So as of right now, we're not doing live streaming.
Now, let me ask you a question. If this doesn't work out, would there be maybe on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or would you do a live stream for that, or just no live streaming at all?
Oh no, I got MMA-Holes there. What are they gonna do?
Well, I tell you what, if you get that Wi-Fi going, I'll stream the whole goddamn thing. I'll climb on top of that cage and stream the whole damn thing over there. Well,
I got a hard line that works there.
All right, well, you know what? We'll talk. We'll definitely talk. Well, I'll be in attendance over there, prancing around like I own the place.
Let's let these people know you're not only in attendance.
That's right.
You'll be in the cage after every fight talking to our fighters.
Well, listen, you know what? Sometimes you got to class up the organization, so you got to bring a bearded man inside that cage, and you got to shove microphones in people's faces after they win. And who else to bring to that cage is this man right over here, Mystic Moss. I will be inside that cage. So that's another reason why the MMA-Hole should attend this event. I've been plugging this shit forever. Come down, Agawam, see this face. I'm going to be handing out some wristbands and shaking some hands, doing some uncomfortable interviews inside that cage, so you're not going to want to miss it. Definitely check that out, and I'm looking forward to it.
We got visitors. I'm not going to give their names, but
okay.
We have visitors of some of the fighters. Some of them are coaches, really high-level coaches, that I let them know I wouldn't give their names, but there's going to be some pretty special people there, too. So.
Well, the last time this happened, okay, now the last time I can't say these names because we had them on the show. The last time this happened, Jorge Masvidal and Mike Brown were there, which was fucking awesome. They came on the show. They bullshitted with us. Great guys over there. So who knows? Maybe, I don't know, maybe cokehead John Jones will be there. No, stop. Everyone relax. No, I mean...
I think John was a little busy.
Oh, okay. But that's exciting over there. And listen, there are pro fights at these events. I think that's what people forget when you go to these local organizations and you see these fights, these local fights. People are like, it's just amateur fights and this and that. But there are pro fights here, guys, too, on top of these great amateur fights. So you're seeing a little bit of everything. Killers from low level to high level. Everyone's looking to really put on a show. So that's a big reason to go to this event. KARYN.
And I'm even right now, I have 6 amateurs and 5 pros.
Well, there you go. That's a nice balanced card right there. Out of the pro side of things, who should we look out for in the pro side of things on your card?
Okay, so I love this card. I really do. I've spent a lot of time on this card because it was my last one. So I had Jeffrey then. Jeffrey fought for me a while ago. He came in my cage as a pro. He's a great amateur. Came in as a pro, and he lost his pro debut. So he was looking to get back for a while now. I mean, that was probably 2 years ago, maybe. Now he's making his comeback. Went back, made some changes. I'm so excited to have him back in the cage. And then we have Victor Irwin. And Victor Irwin, he came here. He had to come here to get a CAT scan. So I was lucky enough to be able to spend a little bit of time with him. Actually, one of his coaches is Shane Carwin. So I was able to talk to Shane a lot about this kid and what this kid is he's just like a good old boy, you know. He like works at the church, and he's so kind, and you know, he will say no to, if you say, you know, I live 11 hours away, but I need someone to mow my lawn. He'll be here in 11 hours to mow your lawn. Like, he's that great of a kid. So I'm lucky enough that I get to have him as my pro debut. You know,
awesome.
I'm so excited. But there is a fight that we have to talk about, and it's one of your friends. Miguel Clavas is finally fighting for a title.
Oh, great. That's great news. I like Miguel.
He is. So let me tell you, I have to tell you a little bit about this fight, because this is the fight that was so difficult for me. So he was fighting Rob Malloy. This fight was together probably for about 8 weeks or so. Rob is a CO, and there was a prison riot out where he works.
Oh, Jesus.
And he broke his wrist and his knee a week and a half ago.
Oh, my God.
In this prison riot. And I was like, oh my God, you know, like, what do you do with that? Like, now I have a week and a half. Miguel is a beast. You know, he's 3-0, never lost a fight. Went 3-0 in our cage in 1 year. How am I going to rematch that to somebody local? Everybody knows who he is. You have a week and a half to prepare for it. Usually for a 5-round fight, you want more than a week and a half to prepare for your opponent. I looked, and I have you on Facebook. I looked for a week and a half. I was on every day. I got to a point where I was like, really? No one, I was willing to fly, and I was willing to fly someone in from Japan. I said, I will fly after fight.
Yeah, I noticed that on Facebook. I saw you scrambling. I was like, oh man, she's pushing right now.
Yeah, it was bad, you know. Like, how can I be more clear? I'm going to fly in an amateur fighter from anywhere in the country to fight this kid, and I can't get anybody to fight him. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So my deadline, like I said, was on Monday. I had to be there 8 o'clock Tuesday morning. I needed to have the fight, or that was going to be scrapped. I got a hold. Malik, I'm going to kill his name because I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. It's Malik Mahmoud. He was out of Pennsylvania. He is also 3-0. Never lost a fight either. Was like, I will come fight your contender. I'm going to do that, you know. And there was so many things that were held against us. First of all, I matched him on Saturday night. Now, Sunday, I have to get all of his medicals done, all of his paperwork done, all of his corners done. I have to do all of this stuff. This kid stepped out like incredible. He had to go to 5 different doctors to get all of this stuff done. And then he had to go back to them because in our state, everything has to say fit to fight on it. Mm-hmm. So he had to go back to all these doctors to get them to say fit to fight. You know, he like between not having a car and then we were going to fly him in, and it was just crazy. And he got it together. I showed up at the state office. He had one more thing he had to get in. I just finished my paperwork. It's like, just have it in. And at that very moment, email was from him. Got it in.
Oh my God. Now,
it was stressful.
How do you handle this? You drink, medicated? Like, what do we do to blow off some steam? Because this is insane.
I really like wine. A lot. But you know what? It's so funny because I've been asked that before. Like, what do you do? I'm like, I watch The Walking Dead. And all my free time, I watch The Walking Dead. That's just what I do.
All right, be honest with me now. The Walking Dead, Negan hasn't been in a couple of episodes. I don't know if you caught it.
I'm only on number 4, so don't get.
All right, I'm not going to say any spoilers or anything like that. But what do you think of the season so far of The Walking Dead?
Of the first 4?
Yeah, what you're up to?
I think the sound graphics are disgusting.
Yeah.
But I know. So like, I know. Like, is that really what it sounds like if you eat skin? Gross. But I love it. I love the storyline. I totally am addicted to the show. But I only can watch it for like little bits at a time because it's like, oh, I'm stressed out. I'm like, okay, I'll put the computer down. I'm going to go watch one episode of that. You know?
Yeah,
so,
well,
that's my balance.
You're a very violent person. You deal with a lot of violence in a cage. Walking Dead.
You know what I do? You know what I do when I watch it? I crochet.
Do you? That's how you balance it out, huh? You crochet.
I'm lying. I make blankets for people. I crochet when
How about an MMA-Holes crochet blanket? Hit me with the ones in the chat if you want to see that. What will you be drinking the night of the fight? Do you drink as the fights go on, or?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't drink like the night before the fight. I find alcohol to be like it relaxes me. But it makes me talk. You know, I talk a lot, and I'm like, I could talk for days. Like I use my 150,000 words a day, but I don't. Drinking like makes me like kind of sick. So like I'm having a beer now because I told you I would have a beer with you in your living room. So I'm having a beer now, but I won't have another drink probably until I see you guys at the after party.
There you go. Now, the last question, this is the most important question. We streamed live from the after party. I mean, you shouldn't do that, but we did it anyway. And we want to know, the MMA-Holes want to know, will KARYN WESCH get on top of another table again and dance for us?
I did jumping jacks.
Oh, jumping jacks. Yeah, well, okay, jumping jacks. That's true. It was jumping jacks.
Guys, go to the after party. I will get on that same table and I will do jumping jacks.
Yes. That's why you have to go to this event because
that's why I don't drink.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. By the way, if the fights are going on, you're doing jumping jacks on one of the tables on the side. That would definitely work.
I'm trying to read all of your questions. They're so funny.
Yeah. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a couple of questions from the chat. If you have any questions for KARYN WESCH, let us know. I see Marlon Lane's here. Welcome. Cassandra, by the way, yeah, it would be cool if she comes to the event because she's a badass. What's that?
I think she's reached out to me before. I want to say she has.
Okay.
I have so many female fighters kind of like in a database.
Yeah, she's a pain in the ass. She's a complete pain in the ass, that girl. So just disregard her. Did G-Man Mule, now this is what I got to ask. Let's put G-Man, I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but G-Man Mule, I know, is harassing you on Facebook. Did he harass you too much? Do we have to tell him to back off? Is he a nice man?
I don't. Who is he?
All right, forget it. Then forget the guy.
Listen, I'll tell you. This is really funny. So I always max out. I have 5,000 people on my Facebook. I only have like 4 friends in real life. Like I don't know who any of these people are. I'm not gonna be like that fake person that goes, I have 5,000 friends and I know all of them. Yeah, I know a whole bunch of people in the fight community, but like in real life, like I really do. I crochet and I have 4 friends. So I get a lot of dick pics in my inbox, and I don't know who those people are. And Facebook asked me kind of aggressively to stop posting them back to their walls. So I just I don't really know.
Wait, so hold on. If someone messages you a dick pic, you'll send it and post it on their wall.
I was doing that, and then Facebook like aggressively told me to stop.
That's awesome. That's a great move, by the way. There a lot of the females that come on, they do get the great dick pic, and yeah, just throw it right out there. You know, why not?
That's why like you say that, like there is no great dick pic. Like I don't even know who you are. Please don't send me a picture of your soft penis in your bathroom. And why wash your toilet? Like I just, it's not cute.
I'm sure. Hey, listen. I hear. Well, if I had an average size one, maybe I'd think about it. But mine's a little embarrassing, so I'm not even gonna bother with that.
Don't do it in your bathroom if you're gonna wash your toilet. What the hell? Or at least the mirror. It's toothpaste.
Oh, that's great. This is a good question here. Brian Roger asks, "How much money does it cost to put on a card like this?" Now, that's actually a really good question. Like to put on a big event like this, what is the budget for something like this?
Oh, hold on, you disappeared because my battery went slow. So it depends. Like when we do amateur, they're usually about 25 to 30,000. When we do pros, depending on what their purses are, in the small, my room that I'm in right now at Chez Joseph holds between 12 and 1,400 people. So that smaller one, we try not to go over like 45,000 ish. When we do our bigger shows, like when we do Mass Mutual, those shows get somewhere between 60 and 70,000.
Mm-hmm. There's a question in here. This is a good follow-up question. Have you ever been with a black man?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Do you prefer black or white men? Well, white, I guess you're married to.
I just like.
You like them all shapes and sizes. There you go. Let's see. What else we got in here? They're all talking about sending you dick pictures now. Let's see. I'll meet you at 170.
I don't see any of these. It's so funny. Like I thought I was seeing them for a little while, and now one of them is stuck on someone saying, asking me if I fuck all fighters. And
oh God, where is this? Do you fuck all fighters? Oh, all right. So have you ever had sex with one of your fighters?
No.
No, there you go. The question's answered. I'm sure you probably get that all the time. Being a female, I'm sure you get that question all the fucking time. It's got to be annoying.
I've been married for 20 years.
There you go. You know, just because I fuck all of my female guests does not mean that KARYN fucks all the fighters. Okay, so let's just get that straight.
Let's not be stereotypical.
For God's sakes. All right, KARYN's the best. There you go, Kenshiro you. They all love KARYN. Now, KARYN, I got to say, I don't know if this is your like 4th or 5th time. I don't even know. You've been on a bunch of times already. So, I mean, listen, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on. Last words, why should people, well, they can't get the pay-per-view. Well, hopefully you get the pay-per-view, but why should they buy tickets to this event? Why should they go to this event? And what do they get to look forward to?
As always, you know, we try to put on a production for you guys, but it's really about these fighters. And, you know, if you're going to buy, you know, a UFC, night and spend, you know, whatever, $75, $100, whatever you're going to spend to watch those fights. You know, for $40, you can come and watch live guys. These guys are from your backyard. Some of them you're going to see in the UFC. So come down, have a good time, you know, drink, eat, have fun, beat the fighters. The fighters are all walking around before their fights, after their fights. And, you know, we have a great fight card this time. It's our last one of the year. You can get the tickets at thepremierfc.com. We're almost sold out of our cage side. We might be sold out, but I'm not 100% sure. But we still have general admission tickets. Just come down. You get to meet Chris. And we're doing this. I want to do a selfie compilation thing. Like, I want to get selfies of, like, staff and, you know, selfies with people who come in, like the regulars that come in, I want to do with me. I want to get, like, selfies with you. And we're going to do this whole video thing. We're actually having it put together by a professional.
That's awesome.
So I really want, like, people who are regulars to come down, get your photos done, you know, in front of our banner and with you guys. And we have awesome stuff going on. So it's more than just, you know, going to go in, sit down and watch fights. There's, like, so much stuff going on.
I had so much fun the last time. Is there going to be like a hashtag for this event? Is there anything to put together for that? And if there is, what would it be?
I think we were doing the hashtag we were using is the proving ground for a long time, because this is the proving ground. Prove it here, you're going to get to the top, you know. So we were doing the proving ground, but we'll be doing the hashtag Premier FC 24.
There you go. All right, so guys, KARYN WESCH, CEO of Premier FC 24, this Saturday. What time does it start? This card?
The doors open at 6. First fight is at 7.
Okay, it's a great time, guys. Trust me, I've been there before.
Remember, Jason Showers, our friendly porn store employee, is opening up the card, so make sure you're there.
This guy, he looks like Wolverine now. He's got the Wolverine chops and the hair.
That? You have to cut that off to make weight. Just saying.
Oh my goodness! All right, KARYN, thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to see you on Saturday, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. I'll touch you guys soon. Bye, guys.
All right, KARYN WESCH on the MMA-Holes. There you go. Premier FC. The card is over here. Go check them out on Instagram over here. You can check them out. The Premier FC. Here's some of the ring girls over here. Let's see what we got over here. Oh man. I guess the theme for this event is boobies, because Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I wish I would have seen this when I was talking to KARYN. Jesus Christ. They went all out with the gazunkas in this one. Oh yeah. Come to Premier FC. Come to Premier FC and see boobies, because the boobies are
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's right, guys. Premier FC 24. Definitely check it out, because I have to say, I went to Premier 22 where I did the cage interviews over there, and I'm coming back. I'm coming back to Premier FC 24, and I will take the microphone. I'll be shoving it in everyone's faces. It's going to be a good time. I guarantee you will have a good time over there. So if you are in the Massachusetts area, if you're on the East Coast, anyone on the East Coast, it's not that far. From New York, it's like 2.5 hours from me. I mean, listen, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's a lot of fun, man. It really is a lot of fun. You're going to see a shitload of fights. You're going to see blood and gore. You're going to meet the fighters. After the fights, they come out. They bullshit with everyone. You never know. You might see the next MIKE Perry over there. She also said that there's going to be some UFC people there. Every time. I mean, you got to think. There's pro fights, there's AMI fights, there's gyms from all over the country that show up to this thing. The last time I met Mike Brown and Masvidal, they came on the show. I mean, you never know. You never know who's going to be there. So go check it out. Come by and meet me, and I'll hand you a swole, sexy wristband. That's right. All right. Let's move on, my friends. It was good to have KARYN on. She is wonderful, wonderful, and I noticed that the whole chat room was...
FAP.
Wow, that's loud. That was a loud FAP. They're the girls of Premier FC. Go check them out. All right, guys, we have some stuff to talk about because the UFC is this weekend. That's right, Poirier versus Pettis. There's a whole bunch of shit that goes on, but we have to talk about topics. Topics. I better see everyone on the East Coast over there. I know Michael Anzalone. You're in Massachusetts. Cassandra, you're in Jersey. Close enough. Who else? Michael, the Irish Curse. Flaherty. I think you're a Massachusetts resident. I'm going to be rolling deep with 2 of my cousins who are going to be helping out. We're going to have the MMA-Holes banner. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful. We're going to have a table with the wristbands and all that fun stuff. So check us out over there. Premier FC 24 in Massachusetts. What I'm going to do is when this thing shuts down, I'm going to drop a link in the description so you can, actually, you know what, premierfc.com. And that's where you can get the information, premierfc.com. I hope they can get the pay-per-view going for that. The last time we got a bunch of people to buy that shit. I'm going to throw it in the description right now. But let's get topics. I'll do it later. All right, here we go. Topics. All right, so you heard we opened the show with this Dominic Cruz bang out for UFC 219 versus Jimmy Rivera. It's a done deal. That fight's not happening. Home versus...
You're gonna wrap one on one shoulder,
MARLYNN!
the other on the other shoulder,
MARLYNN!
and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
MARLYNN says
7%.
7%. If you are part of the 7%, represent in that chat. And I noticed inside this chat room, the 7% is strong. You know what I forgot to do? We got 10 more likes. Bruce Buffer. We got 39. Let's make them dance. Thank you, MARLYNN.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got
10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. Fuck you, dislikes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
That's right. Every 10 likes, we make Bruce Buffer dance. So like the shit out of this thing. If you are not subscribed, subscribe right fucking now and be wonderful, wonderful. All right, Home versus Cyborg. Well, that's officially off too. So UFC 219 has 2 fights that are off. And it is bullshit. Dominic Cruz, Jimmy Rivera, and Chris Cyborg. Holly Holm. Recalculus. 40 likes. Is that Bruce Buffer? Everybody dance.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got
Keep it
10
going, you
likes.
fucks.
I've got 10 more likes.
Fuck you.
Dislikes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
Thank you, Bruce Buffer, for the dance moves. You're a wonderful, wonderful. I noticed Brian Reuter said something here, and he said,
Wonderful, wonderful.
Chris, did you see Bloody Elbow copied your topic segment? And I did notice that Bloody Elbow, they do have topics. Now, guys, I found out this weekend at UFC 217 that everyone under Vox knows about the MMA-Holes. Okay? Everyone. MMAfighting.com, Bloody Elbows, all that. MMA Junkie, they all know about the MMA-Holes. I've heard from Luke Thomas. I heard from Ariel Hilwani. I heard Mark Mermundi, whatever the hell his name is.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And they all said to me, 3 of them, said to me that they know who the MMA-Holes are because we are pretty fucking swole over here. But Bloody Elbow, I noticed that they're doing a topics segment, and it has the topics on the side over there. I mean, it's a copy. I find that being a copy. But here's what I find out today, and I know we are doing topics, and I know I'm getting sidetracked, but let's fucking talk about this. We need to talk about this. Now, Luke Thomas. I ran into Luke Thomas. It was at his after-party jammy, UFC 217. Went to a bar, and I have to say I like Luke Thomas. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. Ariel's a nice guy, too. As much as you guys hate him, and I fucked with Luke millions of times before, but he's taken everything from me. You know, he's taken everything, and he's dealt with it. So, you know, what are you going to do? But anyway, I asked Luke Thomas this question. Now, there's certain things I can't say because I said it's off the record. There's a lot of things I said with Luke Thomas that's off the record, so I can't mention those things. But I will fucking mention this thing. All right? I asked Luke Thomas, I go, what are your goals? Where is Luke Thomas going to be at the end of 2018? What is the plan for Luke Thomas? And he's like,
it's none of your business.
He tells me it's none of my fucking business. That's what he tells me. I'm like, what do you mean it's none of my business? Of course it's my business. And he goes, no, it's not my business. He says, none of my business. And he wouldn't answer the question. I asked him about 3 times. I'm like, I just want to know. You know, I'm an aspiring journalist. I'm an aspiring asshole over here. And I want to know, where Luke Thomas, what's the plan? Where are you going with this? Like, where is Luke Thomas going to be? So he doesn't tell me. So what do I find out today? I listened to the Luke Thomas show today, and someone in their chat, not in the live chat because he doesn't read the live chat over here. Spill it, Chris. I am Mr. Danky. He says it, you know, he answers the questions on MMAfighting.com. And they asked him, Luke Thomas, will you be doing a fight companion? Now, fight companion's Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan does the fight companion. It's very successful with the fight companion and continuously does the fight companion. No one in MMA media does any sort of fight companion or fight reactions. But here on the MMA-Holes, we do what's called Fight Buddies. Now, it's not a ripoff from Joe Rogan, because if you watch what we do, we actually like literally talk about the fights constantly. And it's a complete different circus. It's not like we're not talking about like space and fucking planets and all this shit that Joe Rogan talks about. Nothing against Joe Rogan. He does an awesome job. But it's way different. Fight Buddies and Fight Companion are polar opposites of each other. I'm the only one that's successful. And let's be honest, guys. I am the only fucking thing that's successful right now. Well, Jessie Belle Hill proved it. She's a swole MMA hole. But this is the only successful thing that works for Fight Buddies when it comes to fight reactions. Now Luke Thomas is going to do it. It just so happens that Luke Thomas knows who the MMA holes are. So let me get this straight. You know who the MMA holes are. You know what our bread and butter is. It's our Fight Buddies during the fights, where we get thousands and thousands of views. Maymac, I got 400,000 views on that fucker. And now Luke Thomas is going to do it? Luke Thomas, I have a question for you, my friend. Are you doing this because you're inspired by that show that you're not really supposed to talk to, the MMA Holes, the show that everyone knows about? Is that why you are doing this, Luke Thomas? Spill the beans. Spill the fucking beans. We found a formula that works, and now Luke Thomas wants to jump aboard on it. So I'm curious. I'm very curious if that is why Luke did not tell me what the future plan is. He was very serious. He says, we are going to do a fight companion. So there you go. Now, keep in mind, like I said before, I told Ariel said to me that he likes what I'm doing. He says, keep going for it. He goes, I'm not offended, because let's be honest, I went after the MMA Hour. I've gone after a lot of things on this show, okay? And they get it. They get what I'm doing. But admit that I found a formula that fucking works. And not Ariel. Ariel's he's doing his shit. But Luke Thomas, are you trying to be like the MMA Holes? Do you think Luke Thomas is going to do a video and have the fucking 10 more likes guy on? Maybe. You never know. They're all copying me. I'm a goddamn fucking trendsetter over here on the MMA Holes. Goddamn trendsetter. UFC 217 prelims do the largest number of the year. And what did I say about this UFC 217? I said the preliminary fights alone could be their own fight night card. It was fantastic, the preliminaries. 1,276,000 views on the prelims. The last highest was 207, which was 511,000 views. That's insane. That was Rousey versus Nunez. And that was in December of last year. So this one here, 1,276,000 views just on the preliminaries. Impressive numbers. And then all of a sudden they get slammed with all these injuries right now. Fucks everything up. Dana White says Mac Ferguson and GSP Whitaker are next. So all that talk, what's next for GSP? What's next for Conor McGregor, right? All that talk, we're like, what are we going to see? Luke will suck your soul dry, Chris is Kinshiro Ryu. Is that what he's going to do? He's going to be like,
Chris, can I suck your soul dry?
No, you cannot suck my soul dry.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That is Luke Thomas, by the way. So yeah, Mac versus Ferguson, GSP versus Whitaker are next. I have to ask the chat this question before I move on with topics. I have to ask the chat this question. Do you believe that GSP, we're going to start with this one first, GSP will fight Whitaker? I don't think that's the fight to make. I want to see GSP go down to 170. That's what I want to see. But Luke Thomas is cow, says Richard Rodas. Dana is lying, says Mr. Danke. Answer this question. Except no fake MMA hole copycats, says Gary. That's right. It's ridiculous. I see a lot. Listen, a lot of channels are doing very similar things to us. And that's cool. It's flattering me. But there's no MMA holes. There is no this. This is the heart and soul over here. These motherfuckers in this chat, there is no one on YouTube that has a bunch of fucking assassins like I got in this chat. So, there you go. GSP, who's GSP fighting? Is Dana White lying? Or is he telling the truth? Is it going to be Whitaker? That's what I want to know. Also, let me know about Conor McGregor. Is he fighting Ferguson? He says those are the fights that are going to happen. So let me know what you guys think inside the chat. MMA-Holes, the blueprint to success is Gary Banjo Sandwich, and that's correct.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's true. We've only been doing this for a year. Very successful. Oh, God. GSP will die. Hip-hop, I agree. If GSP fights Whitaker, that's a death. Straight up death. GSP will fight Whitaker. He said it's in his contract, says Brian Roger. If that's the case, then he has no choice. And Dana White is very, very... he's very adamant about him fighting Whitaker. I think that's a... I don't know, man. But what do I know, right? What do I know? 170 fighting Woodley is worse than fighting AIDS and herpes in a bowl of Kellogg's cereal, says Kinshiro Ryu. Well, listen, someone's got to knock off Woodley eventually. I doubt it would be surprised if a GDP or GSP takes that, to be honest, is Speckled Jim. GSP versus anyone. I'm in. Hello from Canada. What's up? Islamic bacon grease. You're from Canada. Okay, now we found out. This show is going to be the next, be big next year or year. Okay, thank you, Daryl. We got some good people in here. Yeah, Darth Bane. Nah, he's talking about you, says Chris H. Quit copying the MMA-Holes, you fooks, says Ann H. Dana White always lies, says Michael Lanzone. That's true. Connor agrees. Right, I agree 100%. I have no interest in seeing Woodley GSP. Now, is that going to be the greatest fight? No. But someone has to fight Woodley. Let me ask you this question. Thank you, NH, saying the MMA-Holes is the best show on YouTube. That's true. Jesse loves black guys, says Daryl. We have all the AIDS in the MMA channels. We do. We have 4 AIDS victims right now. But 42 likes. Let's get up to 50. Make Bruce Buffer dance. Chris, quit the weak-ass insults before I tell your foster dad you stole the $20 in his wallet. Says Darth Bane. Don't tell him. Who wins, Overroyd or Ngannou? Ngannou. I'm going to give you an Ngannou in that one. GSP will beg Conor for a fight. Woodley and Whitaker are bad matchups for him. Now, okay. Here's the next question. I think we're going to skip Conor versus Ferguson. Before I get to that next question, I just want to touch base on one more thing here. Stephen Thompson. It was rumored, it was released, a lot of people were reporting that Stephen Thompson was going to fight Darren Till. It was almost, everyone was saying that the contract was signed. Everyone was ready to go with that. And a lot of people in this chat room, a lot of people in this community were all on board with that. I didn't think it was a smart fight. I said it previously on my previous streams. I didn't think it was a smart fight for Stephen Thompson. Of course, Till is a fantastic fight for him. But, it got squashed. Stephen Thompson's pop is like, nope, that's not going to happen. That's not the fight we're looking at. Forget about it. And I think they're doing the right thing here with this. I think they're doing the right thing here with Stephen Thompson not taking that fight. It's just too risky. Now, I'm not saying he can't win. I mean, he could win. Anyone could win any day, right? But Stephen Thompson doesn't want this fight. So now the question is this. That doesn't look like it's happening. I don't think Dana White's going to force the issue. They're just not going to take the fight. Who does Darren Till fight next? Someone dropped in the chat, Till versus Covington. Till versus Condit. Both fucking good fights there. Who is the next fight for Darren Till? Let me know. We also have to touch base on the card this weekend. We will be talking about that shortly. Let's see. Chat room's flying right now. We're having a good time on the MMA-Holes. El Kakui says, King's your mother's ring. Woodley versus GSP, says Daryl. Tyron SJW Woodley versus GSP. Definitely are interesting tests for both. MARLYNN, I'm curious to see what you think about this one. Kinshiro says, Chris, the best matchup is Conor versus GSP at 165 for new division belt. Both can fight for the rest, for the first 3 title division champions on the line. Dana not against the idea of new weight divisions. So I heard he is against the idea of that. Dana did say, though, he is not ruling out Conor McGregor versus GSP. It's just not happening next. That's definitely not happening next. I don't think it's happening at all, to be honest, but it's not happening next. Whitaker smashed Jacare in his guard and got up from Romero, who has a better. Holy fuck! I keep on losing the chat. Hold on a second. Let me pull it back down. Whitaker got smashed by Jacare in his guard and got up from Romero, who has better wrestling and is bigger on one leg, says Darth Bane. Now, he's speaking of Yoel Romero over here. Romero says he wants to wait for a rematch. So basically, Yoel Romero is saying that GSP will lose to Whitaker, and Romero wants a rematch. So he wants to hang out for that. So that's what Yoel wants. I want to see Yoel versus Bisping. That's what I want to see. Condit will get that belt, says Hip Hop, I believe. I would love to see Condit get that belt. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a new refreshed Condit back. You know, maybe we will. This is his last chance. Till versus Wonderboy is up next, confirmed, I believe, says Tanner. But I don't know. They said it was, and then boom, they got shot down quickly by Wonderboy's camp. Nate Diaz, he is against Marlyn. Till versus Condit. I'd probably pick Till. It would be a very close fight. I think Till runs over Covington, though he can't strike. So, Jay, here's something interesting. I kind of like Till Covington. There's something about that fight I really, really like. Because Covington can take him down if he wanted to. I mean, Covington's striking is not the best, but he's tough. He can take a punch. And he is...
Can you give us your best
Holy
Valley
shit,
Girl accent?
check this out. Like,
oh
my
God. My
dance.
God.
My God.
My God.
Really?
Really?
Everybody look at the butt.
At that butt.
Go dance, Ariel.
Oh my God.
Ariel Helwani slapping asses, Frank says.
Wonderboy can run. Till is gonna retire him. Sorry, Marlyn greater than Thompson at 34 gonna go on the elbow diet.
For Frank Vavon. He's gonna go on the elbow. It's just the wrong fight for Wonderboy. So I would definitely say Wonderboy run. Now, would it be a fun fight to watch? Yes. 100%. I would be in on watching that fight as a greedy fan. I would like to see that fight. It's just not going to happen if Wonderboy's people have a say in it. It's just not going to happen. And it doesn't make sense, too, because if you look at the rankings.
What you doing, homie?
Holy shit! Frank's making it fucking rain!
Jessie's got her
Tit showing!
lying down.
69 tit showing!
Jesse's got her tit showing, lying down. 69
Dog kiss tit showing!
lying down with my tits.
Tits in the air! Jesse Bell Hill doesn't fucking care!
Where is my dog? It's time to make out. Shove
That dog tongue right in my mouth!
Jessie's got her tit showing, lying down.
69 tit showing!
Jessie's got her tit showing,
Lying down 69 dog kiss tit showing!
Jessie's got her tit showing, lying down.
69 tit showing!
Jessie's got her tit showing, lying down. 69
Dog kiss tit showing! Frank Vavon says...
Jessie knows. Darren Till all the way.
That's right. Darren Till all the way. Jesse does know. Thank you, Frank Bavon, for keeping this show going and flowing. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
That's right. Those donations, get them in. We are going to shut this thing down at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So it is 10:21. You got a good 39 minutes of MMA-Holes. Then we're going to take you to this lady's after show, Jessie Bell Hill. Go subscribe to Jessie Bell Hill. Link in the description or click on her blue wrench and you can fap. That's right.
Fap.
Let's go over here to the rankings. The rankings. Now, this is the best MMA show on YouTube because we don't give a fuck over here. We like to have a good time, and people like to make it rain.
Wonderful.
All right. Orgasms for the holes. All right. So here's the deal. Stephen Thompson is the number 2 fighter. I can't zoom in. Why not? I don't know why. Anyway, Stephen Thompson is the number 2 fighter at the welterweight class. Right? Let's see what we got going over here. He beat Masvidal. Damian Maia has dropped. RDA is jumping up and fighting Robbie Lawler. Tyron Woodley's just chilling over here, and Dana White says that the winner of Robbie versus Dos Anjos fights for the belt. So what do we got next? Steven's chilling. We keep going down over here, and Carlos Condit is next, but he has a fight. He's dancing with Magny. So you can say Darren Till, right? You can say that. Is Darren Till next? No, because you have Colby Covington. So I don't know what the deal with Wonderboy is. I'm not sure if he's injured. I don't know what's going on, when he could come back and fight. If he can come back and fight immediately, well, the fight to make is Wonderboy versus Covington. That's the fight to make. But if he can't come back right away, the next fight to make over here is Covington versus Till. That's what I see. Let him chill out and let things unfold a little bit. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. If he can, I want to see Thompson Covington. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Why would Thompson drop down to number 8 over here and risk himself? You know, you saw what happened with Cowboy. Not saying the same outcome would happen. I mean, you never know. Darren Till's a fucking killer. But I kind of want to see Thompson versus Covington. It just makes sense. Just makes sense. That's what I want to see. But the question is, what is next for Darren Till? Why Magny? What the fuck's is Uhtred? Well, I'm going to tell you why Magny for Carlos Condit. He's been off a long break. Let's see where his last fight was. Now, Magny's been on a little bit of a skid. You know, Magny's really good. That's a tough challenge. I mean, Magny's no slouch. But Carlos Condit, last fight was Damian Maia, and that was August 27th of 2016. So he's been out for a little bit, a hot minute. So why not come back and fight a guy that's just hasn't looked 100%? I think the fight is a good fight for Condit. I really do. I feel that this fight is a good fight, and I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. Neil Magny, Carlos Condit. Let's see what Neil Magny's got going on here. September of 2017, he lost to RDA, if you do remember that. UFC 215 was the fight card for Neil Magny. I don't hate this fight over here, but a real question is Darren Till. If Wonderboy does not take that fight, where does Till go? What does he fight? Because everyone has a dance partner. Does Wonderboy sit out for a little bit in Colby Covington versus Darren Till? What is the next fight? Or does Darren Till chill out and wait for the winner of Ponzinibbio and Mike Perry? And if you look at Ponzinibbio, he's down here, but that's a step back. I don't know. No one wants Till, says Harvey. And I don't blame him. The guy's a goddamn assassin. Colby is basically a more autistic version of Chael. Yeah, Darth, it's pretty accurate. Ortega for the title shots is Mr. Danky. Long as you hear Rick, it's all good, says Frank Pavon. You really think Condit beats Thompson? Condit versus Thompson? No, I don't, Uhtred. If you're asking me, I don't. But you never know, man. Off of this break, maybe he's Jackson Wink. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he could swing into things and come back revitalized. Maybe the break will help him. No one wants Till? Poor beep, says Jesse Bellhill. Nightbot says he runs this chat. Abba, that's the thing, dude. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see what else we got in here. Covington should grow some balls and take Till. If he wants that fight, he deserves the shot over Thompson, in my opinion. So there you go. Abba says Covington should grow some balls. I want to see that. Now, I know Covington's been calling out these guys up top. It just doesn't work out. What's the deal with Tyron Woodley? That's another question. When is he going to be fighting? There's a lot of things. Who knows? Maybe Covington's going to get a title shot. I don't know, but they said that Tyron Woodley's going to be waiting for Lawler versus RDA. But you just never know. You just never know. Chris, what was Luke Thomas drinking when you went to his meetup at the bar? I think he was drinking a Jack and Coke, if I'm not mistaken. I saw him do a pickle shot. You ever do, I forgot what the hell that's called, where you take a shot and then you chase it with pickle juice. And he made this face. It was actually pretty funny. We were bullshitting and he was someone handed him some shot. That's the weird part about these meetups and stuff like that. Like me and Kenshiro Ryu, we had drinks. We were in front of each other. We were watching the bartender pour the drinks. Like people were just bringing Luke drinks and he was drinking it. They could have I don't know what the fuck they could have put in there, but I don't know if I'd be just taking random drinks from people. I wouldn't want to get roofied and then wake up with a fucking bull sack in my mouth, if you know what I mean. There is a fight card this weekend, friends. Check it out. Dustin Poirier versus Anthony Pettis. This is going on the same night as Premier FC. Mike Perry versus Till, says DeReal. God, I would love to see that. Till is greater than Covington, says Thomas Lynch. Woodley sucks, says Kaepernick sucks. Okay, so here we go. Dustin Poirier, Anthony Pettis. Let's end on this note over here. We have about a half an hour left. I'm going to open up the phone lines to get some calls as well because I love taking calls from you motherfuckers. And then we're going to wind it down to the Jessie Bell Hill after show for the MMA-Holes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Check out this card. Number 8, Dustin Poirier versus Anthony Showtime Pettis. Back at 155. Good fight. Real good fight over here. Real good fight. Boom. Matt Brown versus Diego Sanchez over here. Matt Brown's last fight. Looks like he's retiring over here. So, there you go. The immortal one. I feel he's going to run over Diego Sanchez. I don't even think this one's going to be close, to be honest. That's what I feel. Next fight. Boom. Arlovsky versus Albini. Couldn't give two fucks about this card. This fight over here on the card. Arlovsky, I mean, I'm done with Arlovsky. I am actually done. Nate Marquardt, speaking of done, you know what? I feel like I haven't seen him in a little bit. Nate Marquardt's been fighting forever. Jesus Christ. Every time I see Nate Marquardt, I think of the fight with him and Tyron Woodley. I always go back to that fight. What a good fight that was. Coming off of a 2-fight losing streak. One of them against Vitor Belfort. Let's see. And Sam Alvey. Yeah, Nate, his better days are behind him. Big boy. But his better days, USADA, are behind him. Next fight over here, Asuncio versus Lopez. And then, boom, to start off the main card right over here. To start off the main card. Olympia says, what is Luke Thomas, 6'4"? Luke Thomas is like 7 foot tall. I don't know how tall Luke Thomas is. But the goddamn guy is huge. He is a fucking animal. He seriously is. He's a guy. And his wife is small. She's like this petite little lady. He must break her in the sack. Clay Guida versus Joe Lausanne. This is fun right here. We got ourselves a fun old man fight. Clay Guida versus Joe Lausanne. Why the fuck not? It's like one of those why the fuck not fights. If I'm not mistaken, Clay Guida is coming off of a this guy's a fucking loony. Jessie, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Clay Guida. Go back and watch some of his fights over here. You're definitely gonna laugh your vagina off watching this guy's fights. Clay Guida, yes, he did come off a win over here. Unanimous decision, gets back in the win column. Eric Koch, before that 2-fight losing streak. My man has been up, down, mostly down for the most part, and his last little run, but he did come off a win over here, so why the fuck not? Joe Lausanne has been in a lot of wars. Joe Lausanne is another one that he's been around the block. There he is, Joe Lausanne. Check out his guy over here, and he's coming off a loss. Same kind of record over here. Check it out. Speckled. Minimal reds in here. You know? It's just kind of blah, blah, blah. But he's been in some real fun fights to watch. Some good wars. So you got two guys that are virtually similar when it comes to fun fights to watch. So you put them together in a cage. You sit back. You eat some popcorn. You drink some beer. And you just enjoy the fight. Fun fight. For a fight night, it's a fun card to watch. Guida has sucked since his Maynard fight. Guida, listen. He's just a fucking wacko. You just watch him to fight because you want to see like Animal from the Muppets get in there without his drumsticks and fling around and just start screaming. You know, that sound effect was for George Sampras, Filthy George. I don't know where he is tonight. He's not here. It's a damn shame. John Dodson's back fighting Marlon Moraes. That's the headliner of the prelims. You go over here. Boom. You got Suarez versus Pereira. Pereira, I think, she's 13-0. 5-0 over here. You got two undefeated ladies. 115 going at it over here. Why the fuck not? Let's get a blemish record. Let's see what happens. Good fight. Sage, Super Sage Northcutt is back. It's just like a weird thing, you know? It's not like, hey, I can't wait to see Sage fight. He's uncomfortably good looking, you know? He's actually weird looking. He looks, someone put a meme up of him looking like Drago, Ivan Drago. I could kind of see that. It's like Drago's son. I think he works out. But yeah, and why not? It's a circus, right? Why not watch it? And there we go. Angela Hill back in business. Angela Hill got into a very bad car accident. I'm assuming that she's still on the card, but the car was destroyed. Absolutely destroyed, but it looks like she's still going to be on this card. She's fighting the champ's girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure. Amanda Nunez is bae. There you go. This is how I look at this card over here. All right. That's a good one over here. McGee versus Strickland. Keep an eye on this fight. This will be a fun one. It's a fight night, but it's fun. It's just a fun card. You sit back. It's free. FS1 all the way. You got a 6-fight main card. It's a fun card over here. So I say yes. Tune into this shit. Unfortunately, I'll be at Premiere FC. I'll be streaming for that shit. But if you got nothing better to do, check out this card over here. I will be watching this back on Sunday for sure. So I'm going to try to stay away from spoilers, but regardless, even if I know the outcome, I'll be watching that card back. No fight buddies from me. Maybe Jessie, maybe someone else could drop in a fight buddies for you guys. Maybe Luke Thomas, since you stole my idea. But yeah, it's a good card. It's a really good card. I'm going to open up the phone lines. What I want you guys to do is this. We're going to have maybe 25 minutes of calls over here. So let's have a little fun. We spoke about a lot today. The injuries, Edgar's injury, Dominic Cruz's injury, UFC 219 and 218, Cyborg versus Home is scratched. Darren Till doesn't look like he's fighting Wonderboy because Wonderboy's team doesn't want it to happen. Just a lot of stuff over here to talk about. What's next for GSP? A lot of stuff. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to open up the phone lines and get the party popping. We'll read from the chat and we'll wind the show down. This is the Wednesday show, friends. If you are new to this, welcome. It's good to see you. It's good to see all of you. Remember, Premiere FC 24 is this weekend on Saturday. That's right. I will be there. That's right. G-Man. Now, G-Man, you said you were going to this event for the longest time. Couldn't get the fight to happen. Will G-Man Mule be on the MMA-Holes live on the MMA-Holes this Saturday? Let me know, G-Man, in that chat, or give us a call. Let me know. And everyone else, Michael Anzalone, Michael the Irish Curse Flaherty, all you motherfuckers on the East Coast, Cassandra, anyone, come on down and say hello. Stop by our little booth and you can watch me interview people and be cringy. As usual, what I do best. Maximum cringe. And boom, the phone lines are open, 516-522-0267. Getting on the lines. Brady Ferguson, if you are watching this, we miss you, my friend. Come on back. Come on back to the show. Stop being silly. And let's get the party back going. Because you are wonderful, wonderful. Make sure you like this video over here so we make Bruce Buffer dance. We have 45. 5 more likes. And we make him dance. The Bruce. We got ourselves a phone call over here. You're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? Where are you from?
It's your boy Chris H.
Chris H. Love the name. What's up, friend? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing, man? It's been a minute, man. I was in Cali for a little bit. You know, man, I'm doing my thing, man. What's up, chat? Love y'all.
There you go. Chris, what is on your mind tonight? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we covered. Knock yourself out.
You know, like,
what do you got?
Yeah. You know, I was looking on my Instagram. I saw Frankie was out. I mean, I'm from Jersey. You know, like I'm a Frankie Edgar fan, but like I started off watching MMA with Cub Swanson when he was knocking off Charles Oliveira, George Roof, you know, all these guys. And to be honest with you, you know, I want him to get the shot. So.
That's right. I saw you in the last stream that I did. You were very adamant for Cub Swanson grabbing that shot against Max Holloway. Now, if you think about it, he does deserve it. It was up to Swanson and Edgar. It was a battle between the two. And now Frankie's out, so you would think that would be the guy. I stated the reasons why I am not thrilled about it. I do think he deserves it. I'm just not thrilled about the fight. Why should we want to see this fight?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, you know, like, if you think about, like, all the other featherweights in the top 5, they got the shot already, you know, like, Lamas had his opportunity, you know, Frankie had his opportunity twice against Aldo. So I feel like, you know, I don't know, but who knows, you know, who else would they throw in there? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You know what, I mean, it is fairly short notice, so it's basically like, you know, you got to think that these people are foaming at the mouth. If they're anywhere near weight, people are just going to want to jump aboard. I have not seen anyone on Twitter jumping out there and be like, yo, I know a guy like Cowboy does. You don't really see that. I'm surprised we haven't been seeing that. So maybe it's a layup. Maybe Cub is. I did notice this, and you'll be happy about this. I noticed that Jackson Wink on Instagram already threw it out there. Says he's in shape. He's ready to go.
I saw that. I saw that. Mm-hmm.
I guess you could lock it up, man. You could lock it up, Cub Swanson grabbing that fight. Regardless, Max Holloway has to be on that card. They need him to be on that card. So Cub
Yeah,
Max.
you know, like, and Cub too. You know, like, don't get me wrong. When Max fought Cub last time, it was in Jersey. I was at that fight, and honestly, like, Cub was just taking him lightly. You know, like, you can tell because Max was young, this, that. Cub came off the loss off of Frankie, I think, but I don't know, man. You gotta give him credit. He's unorthodox. They called him like the destruction, but he's a beast, man.
So that's awesome. You were at the event over there the first time
yeah.
around, the first dance. That place must have been buzzing during that fight.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Now,
Hell yeah.
what is the keys to victory for Cub Swanson to win the rematch?
Honestly, I can see Cub technical knockout, but most likely a decision because I can see it going 5 rounds.
Yeah, that has 5 rounds written all over it. I do see that.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely, man.
Anything else on your mind before we let you go?
Dude, I'm tired, man. I just hit my bowl. About to hit the bed. Got a 7 a.m. shift.
All right. There you go, Chris H. Thanks for the call.
Man. Yo, have a good one, bro.
All right, be
All
good.
right, my brother.
Chris H. The laugh is the best. Oh, man, I like that laugh. That's good. There you go, Chris H. having a good time. Says Cub Swanson is the guy. And it looks like, if I had to put money on it, Cub would be the guy for the fight. Cub makes the most sense. It would be in a revenge match, says Kenshiro Ryu. Cub Swanson, good call, dude, says Brian Reuger. I'm about to go blaze it right now, says Kaepernick sucks. Hold on, here we go. Abba matchup wise, hold on a second. Let's go back over here. Let's see. Jay Sue says, matchup wise, you do make a great point in the story behind Till versus Covington. I imagine if this was in the UK and Covington won, dude would solidify his bad guy status. And Jay Smooth, Abba, everyone that is calling out a Till versus Covington, think about it. Let it sink in. Darren Till, Colby Covington in the UK. Colby says the cringiest shit about our friends in the UK. All just to get under their skin. I could see it now. The fight's going to be bonkers. I am not a Covington fan, but him being the bad guy and calling out everyone in the UK, it would be funny as fuck to see Colby Covington do that and cringy at the same time, and it will get eyeballs on it. Till versus Covington, I think, is the fight for Till. Now, the question is, does Colby Covington take that fight? I say, why not? Why the fuck not? If you're that much of a badass, take the fucking fight. Knock out the young stud if you're that bad. If not, keep your mouth shut. That's what I think. But what do I know? Cub will get slaughtered, says Mr. Danke. And that is my thoughts. I mean, listen. I thought that JJ would slaughter Rose. I did. I wasn't surprised with the Dillashaw fight this weekend. I did pick Cody, but I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at the GSP fight either because I said that was going to be close too. It was basically a coin flip. But I would have to think that this would be a very easy fight for Max Holloway. You know, maybe Cub could survive a decision. Maybe he could. But I feel it's going to be dominated by Max Holloway. And Holloway's just too good for Cub, especially at this point in Cub's career. I think Holloway is just too good for him. But you never know, right? You get caught, and then it's a wrap. Phone lines are open, 516-522-0267. Let's talk about everything right now as we wind down the Wednesday show. This is the Wednesday show. It is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
We are the MMA-Holes, and we had a swole one today. We had KARYN WESCH was live talking about Premier FC 24. She also spoke about Mike Perry being part of the organization and yada, yada, yada. Go check out Premier FC on this Saturday. Abba says, dude, I called Rose was going to win, and you and everyone in this chat laughed at me. Y'all could have made some money if you listened to me. So, Abba, listen, first of all, I'm going to give you props. Everyone that called Rose, and I do specifically remember Abba. I remember Hydra was another one. Darth Bane, Kobe threw it out there. Now, I think Kobe picked JJ, but said that it would be a very smart bet to go for Rose. And he did make a video showing you why you should pick Rose. So we'll say he picked Rose too. Here's the thing. It's tough picking these fights, okay? There is no formula. It's basically a coin flip when it comes to every fight over here. Sometimes you have that feeling and you feel it and you just have it in your gut and you know it, like with these underdogs. That Rose pick is a fantastic pick. So brag about the Rose pick. Definitely brag about it. But the difference is what it changes when you put money on it. You know, the people that bet on that fight, I have the utmost respect, because my problem is this. Most of the time, I'm pretty on the money, especially with championship fights. I'm pretty on the money with them. But anytime I drop money on those fights, it goes the other way. So for the people that threw money on Rose and won some extra bucks on that, I have a lot of respect for you guys, because that was a gutsy bet. It was very lopsided, and you deserve every penny that you won off of that fight. There were I was in the building for this. Mouths hit the floor. Even the people that were rooting for Rose were shocked. I mean, the way it happened, it was mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. I watched it back again, and my mouth hit the floor just as hard. Insane. If you guys didn't see UFC 217, I mean, I'm pretty sure this whole fucking chat room saw it at least once or twice. UFC 217 was crazy. The biggest shock was the JJ fight. But that's why the sport's so great. That's why the sport's so great. The UFC 217, that's the card that you hold to the side. You push it off to the side. There are a lot of times I'll meet people and they'll be like, I'm not into mixed martial arts. I'm not into the UFC. It's just not my thing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. That's when you take the UFC 217, you roll it up into a nice little ball, you put it in your hand, and you just place it right in front of them and be like, consume this, motherfucker. You consume UFC 217. And after you consume UFC 217, you tell me you're not a UFC fan. That's what you tell me. UFC 217 was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. From the early prelim all the way to the end. And that last three, man, it's fire. Beep, I fucking hate Nightbot, says Michael Anzalone. Frank, for real, says Darth Bane. Rose is training with Shevchenko's sister. By the way, Speckled Jim, Shevchenko's sister, she's a fucking dime. Shevchenko's sister. Let's find her. Let's see. Valentina. I forgot her name. Shevchenko. Right? Now let's find her sister. I think I follow her on Instagram. Let's see. There she is, Antonia. I don't know, like Shevchenko looks like the vampire from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She looks like Spike. Right? Does anyone know I'm talking about? Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's what Shevchenko looks like. And then there's a sister. She gets it. Sisters. Right? Am I wrong? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Spike. But Shevchenko's sister, yeah, there she is. Yes. Punch. What do you guys rate Shevchenko's sister, Valentina Shevchenko's sister? 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Let me know as you rate Shevchenko's sister. Harvey Specter says she's all right. She looks like Spike. She does, Tanner. You know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Here is Valentina Shevchenko. Right? There she is right there. Some people don't know who Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer is. Let's see. Spike. Let's see. It's pretty bad that I know what this is. Guilty pleasure. Sorry. Valentina Shevchenko. Hold on. You know I'm right. You all know I'm right. All right? All right. The votes are in. Kenshiro gives her a 9. Brian Rogers 6.5. She's a 6 is Harvey Specter. Islamic Greece says 7. 6.9 is Antonia. I'm not seeing it, Chris, but you completely just dated yourself, dude. Listen, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and listen, I'm fucking 40 years old, for God's sakes. I'm an old man. But Buffy, I wanted to fuck Buffy really bad. Buffy gets it. Let's see. Jessie is hotter, says DeReal. Her sister is a 7.5. 90s kids is Islamic bacon grease. There you go. So let's let's move on. It just got like really, really weird. Got awkward. Phone lines are open 516-522-0267. We are speaking about a lot. I want to get your thoughts on this Till thing. Who should Till fight next? I think this is a good topic to talk about. Wonderboy dancing around. I feel it's Covington. I feel like that's the one. But oh God. She looks like a character from the movie Ants. This is Darth Bane. Gary gives her a 7. Valentina looks good when she's done up. Yeah, see, all right. I don't know, man. I don't know. Christmas Carpenter and Elijah Dushka. There you go. Charisma Carpenter and Elijah. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? Where you from?
What's good, man? That's your boy DeReal, man. Be seeing this motherfucker.
All right, DeReal up in this bitch. What's up, DeReal? DeReal live on the MMA-Holes. Welcome to the show, DeReal. Hey, man, what do you think? First off, what do you think of KARYN WESCH? What do you think of her? What do you rate her?
Oh, no, I'm saying? She was decent, no, I'm saying? You know, she a nice-looking girl, you know.
Yeah.
Jessie is hotter. You know, Jessie hotter, but she cool.
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, there's no one better looking than our moderator, right? I mean, we have the best looking moderator on YouTube, right, DeReal?
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? She the best looking female on YouTube.
That's right. That's what you tell him. She is the best looking female on YouTube. Okay, so DeReal, what's on your mind today? There's a lot to talk about. What's going on in your life?
Nothing, man. Shit. Training, kicking my ass. I got to get rid of some of my bad habits like smoking weed and shit, but it's coming along.
Yeah, that could be a pesky. The smoking weed or any type of smoking. Do you notice, does it bother you like with your cardio and stuff like that? Do you notice it's a little bit difficult if you smoke a lot of weed?
Well, yeah, after, you know what I'm saying, after I run like 2-3 blocks, shit, I'll be having to stop it. It's, you know, you get a little burn in your chest. But it's also something that you can work through because you got to like learn how to pace yourself. So you learn how to pace yourself. It's something you can deal with.
Now, I used to have friends, I used to have buddies I used to work out with, and then after they would work out, they would get in the car and light up a cigarette. Are you one of those guys that after you work out, you go like smoke a joint or just like light a cigarette?
You see, yeah, that's a part, you know what I'm saying? That's the part that like kind of kill it, but that's why also you got to learn how to pace yourself. Because, yeah, you do. A lot of times I do, so a lot of smokers do, yeah.
Now, DeReal, in the background, is that the police? Is it? What's the noise in the back? What's going on?
This the show, motherfucker.
What show? Oh, okay. Lower the show in the background. It's giving me AIDS, if you can.
Yeah, it's the show. I will turn it down, though.
Yeah, turn that down. All right, DeReal is live on the MMA-Holes. DeReal is in the chat. DeReal is, I got to say, DeReal's probably one of the more powerful MMA-Holes right now jumping in over here. What do you think? I mean, listen. There are a lot of things to talk about. You have Premier FC, which is awesome, man. If you get a chance, I mean, you're in Chicago, so I don't know if it's very easy for you to get over our way for that. But maybe we could get DeReal on Premier FC. What do you think? You think you jump on one of those cards down the road?
Man, one of these down the road, but definitely by next year, man, because my fighting career is going to jump off. So definitely by next year, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get my channel jumping off, man. I got real backfire and hate. Motherfuckers taking some of my videos off and shit. It's crazy.
So what videos are they taking down? Now, you do have a YouTube channel, and go subscribe. I encourage you to subscribe. What are they taking down? The bitches rolling around on beds and shit? What are they taking down?
Man, they taking my bitches down. They hating on me.
Where are you finding these girls? Are these girls, they're strippers or they're local ladies? Like, what's going on here? You got a brothel?
Man, you know, shit.
Yeah.
It's different here, man. You know, you can ask Jessie. She used to live out here. No, it's just different here, man. Everybody mingles. So, like, yeah, like, some be strippers, you know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes be cool, view a nice space. You know, shit, strippers need love, too.
Sure. Why not?
Shit, so a regular guy can fuck a stripper. You know what I'm saying? The chat, y'all got hope. Maybe it'll be like me one day in the chat.
Well, listen, I have good feelings about your channel. Especially, I'm trying to pull your channel up right now. I'm trying to. What's the channel name? I'm gonna put it up for the MMA-Holes. Was it?
Yeah, DeReal Caesar TV.
Okay, let's see. How do you spell it? DARELL. What is it? Caesar.
DARRELL. CECEASAR TV.
TV. Okay. Everyone got that? Everyone go to subscribe to DeReal. I'm going to put your thing on here. Now, how does this work? Okay. Let's see. DeReal, Caesar TV. Here we go.
Hey, I want G-Man too, man. He ducking me. He ducking that feed, man. I tell him, man, we could meet up at 170, man. DeReal versus G-Man. Let's make that happen.
Wait, hold on. You would fight G-Man Mule, like for real, DeReal? You would fight G-Man Mule. I mean, I think we could make this fight happen down the road if you really wanted this to go down.
Man, I need that. And I want to know, like, we can set it up, man. We can have it on the channel.
Well,
we can have it on the MMA-Holes channel, man.
But don't you fight at like 155, 145 or somewhere around there? Isn't that where you would
Yeah, but
around?
I put on a couple of pounds for him. I'll put the pounds on for him, though.
I'm going to put your video on. So, all right. So where do you find these girls? I'm putting, I don't know if these, is this copyrighted
man,
music?
They hate that shit, man. They hate that shit.
All right. So, DeReal, what I'm seeing right now is there is a woman putting her ass towards the camera. It's called Big Booty Problems Part 2. I must have missed the first one. Big Booty Problems Part 2 over here. Can you explain what's going on right now?
We was in that kitchen, you know what I'm saying? I had my phone out. We was in that kitchen, man. You know, we have fun, man.
Yeah. All
have
right.
fun.
So, did you ask her to get something from the refrigerator and be like, hold on, can you just get something from that low shelf over there? How did this work?
Yeah, we did a lot of things on camera. So some of that stuff I know I couldn't show. I just put on what I know I can show. You know, some of that stuff I know I can't show.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put in the chat right now your channel so people can subscribe. I'm a big fan of collaborating. I think we need to collaborate. You know, man,
I'll try to do some. I boost this show too. Like I even saw you when I saw you doing a Instagram live. I even came out there to show you, man. Whatever you doing, man, I come and show your channel love. I show you a Jessie love. You know that too.
I appreciate that.
Hey, you know what though? I need that Can fight too, man. Can Ryu, man. I need to make that 201.
So wait, you're gonna fight Ryu, Kenshiro Ryu as well?
Yeah, I need them two fights, man. DeReal versus G-Man, DeReal versus Can, 201. I need the 201.
You're going to take out all the MMA holes. Would you fight Darth Bane? Now, Darth Bane's a big boy. Would you fight Darth Bane as well?
No, me and Darth, we cool. We friends. No, so we cool. No, so I just need two out of there. No, so I just need two. Kind of my mans.
What the
fuck? Kind of my mans. Kind of my mans. Darth, my mans. J Smooth, that's my mans. And Ken and G, man, they cool with me too. They're my people too. Fuck Kaepernick. Fuck Kaepernick sucks. Fuck him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my man. That's because, you know what I'm saying, I'm calling for a fight. I mean, I just like him. I just, it's professional, man. You know, so let's go ahead. I'm going to shake their hand, win or lose.
That's true. Well, I would like to see that. I definitely would like to see the MMA holes. We'll put together a full MMA hole card. That would be a lot of fun. And then we do have the KARYN WESCH on our side. So we do have a promotion that will put it together for us if you want to get this shit going. I think we can. But more importantly, I am on one of your videos and it says that that arch though. And it's a woman. It looks like a Valentine's Day video. And she's, I don't know what's going on here, but
now that's what they're doing on Snap. That's what they can do on Snapchat now, right? Like you did this on Snapchat.
Yeah.
You can put all these filters on that stuff, and then you can save it to your phone. You can send it to who you want to. So she sent me that off of Snapchat. I even got my baby mama on there.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know,
wait, hold on.
But
are you in a relationship right now? We're live with DeReal. DeReal's live on the MMA holes. And now, are you in a relationship, or is this just the baby mama thing?
Just baby mama thing. She don't like me too much right now, but no, I'm single. I'm waiting because I'm gonna marry Jessie one day.
No, there you go. Well, I gotta say, maybe we could get Jessie in one of these. You should collaborate with Jessie. If you want to see that in the chat, hit us with the ones. But I think Jessie would be perfect for one of these videos. What do you think?
Nah, she ain't going on my channel. That's gonna be personal. That's all for me. I don't want nobody else seeing that.
Okay. Well, this is good
I
stuff.
don't want nobody else seeing that. It's gonna be all me.
All right, DeReal. Thank you. This weekend we have a Poirier versus Anthony Pettis. Any thoughts on that card over there? Who do you think's gonna win that one? Poirier versus Pettis.
Them Pettis boys, they can fight pretty good. It seems like they got something. It seems like that runs in the family. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Pettis. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and pick Pettis, man. You know, so LA, yeah. And when the show get big, man, I want people to watch back a couple of shows after this. I already called. I said the show is gonna be big. And you see that it's growing, baby. We growing.
That's right. We are growing, baby. All right, so thank you for the call, DeReal, and we'll see you inside that chat.
I love.
DeReal calling in on the. I mean, how do you top that? I mean, how? Ah! Oh, fuck. Oh, for fuck's sake. That was Darrell calling in, and I have to say I like Darrell. He's funny as fuck. So there you go. All right, we'll take one more call if anyone wants to get in on the line. This is the card this weekend. I am going to be going live, not tomorrow night because I do have a job, and I won't be on Kobe tomorrow. That sucks. But stay tuned for Friday. Whether I'll be on the road or from home, you will be seeing something coming up from me on Friday. Make sure you have that notification bell hit because you never know when we will be live here on the MMA-Holes. And as you can see with UFC 217, some people didn't get the alerts because they didn't have that bell hit. So make sure you slap the shit out of that bell, that notification bell. You are live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? Where you from?
Yo, what's up, dude? I'm from Kentucky.
Kentucky. What's going on, friend? What's on your mind?
Man, I was just saying, you know, as soon as we get a good UFC card in and we get some good fights, we got two that fall out immediately.
How annoying, right? How annoying. We get the best card like that our eyeballs have soaked in, and now UFC 218 and 219 take huge hits. It's crazy.
Dom needs to hang it up, man. He's done.
Who needs to hang it up?
Dom.
Oh, Dominic Cruz. Yeah, he's been injury-ridden for so long, and now he breaks his arm. I mean, that doesn't sound like it's good.
Dude, he can't hang, man. He's out.
That sucks. Jimmy Rivera, Dominic
I don't
Cruz.
think he'll ever fight again, and I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, you know what? And you make a good point. Why would he fight again? I mean, he's got the desk job now. He's doing great over there with the UFC with that. So why not just put the suit on and have a little fun and stay out of the cage? It sucks though. It does suck because when Dom is healthy, he's fun to watch. You know, he's a champion.
Yeah.
He's a badass,
he's the best,
but
man. He built that weight class.
Yep.
He built that whole weight class.
What do you think about Frankie Edgar? What is next? I mean, Frankie put on Instagram he'll be back. He needs surgery on his face, but he says he will see Max Holloway down the road. So what do you think for Max Holloway? Do you think Cub Swanson will be the next victim for Max Holloway?
He's got one fight left on his contract. Cub does.
Correct.
And I think he's trying to get one more done. But honestly, I think that Holloway's got either one of their numbers. I think Holloway's going to be tough to beat.
It's tough to bet against Holloway. It is tough to bet against that kid. He is just tough. He is a tough motherfucker. And Max, he's a nice kid too. I think he's a good champ. He's young. He could beat you anyway. And I think he's here to stay. And I really want to see Frankie Edgar fight him. I really wanted to see that fight in the worst way because I think Frankie would have been tricky for him. I'm not saying Frankie would have won, but he would have been very tricky. We've seen the Cub Swanson thing. I'm just not feeling it, but I think it's our only option right now. Are you paying for that pay-per-view if it's Cub versus Max Holloway?
Nah, man. Nobody ever pays for pay-per-views, man.
It's so true. All right. That is so true. Let me ask you one more question. Darren Till. What is next for Darren Till? What do you think about that one?
I'd like to see him fight Wonder Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good fight. I think that needs to happen, and that will determine the next contender in that weight class.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. Any last words before I let you go?
Nah, man. We're a big fan. Thanks for taking the call, man.
All right. Thanks for the call. Darren Till versus Wonder Boy is the fan fight. All right. The fan fight is Darren Till versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. The reason why I don't think it's going to happen is because it just doesn't make sense for a Wonderboy. Do I not want to see that fight? No, I do want to see that fight. But I can't see Wonderboy taking this fight unless they dump a crazy amount of money, especially if they're going to do this in the UK. I don't see it happening. So I'm saying this. Colby Covington. If you're a man and you're ready for a fight, Colby Covington, take Darren Till, go over to the UK, talk crazy shit, and let's see a fight between you two because I don't think Wonderboy is going to do it. He's 34 years old. The guy really doesn't lose. I mean, if you look at the Tyron Woodley stuff, I mean, just put that aside. Other than that, the guy's a stud, Wonderboy. He's a stud. I say Colby versus Till. That's what I think. But you never know. You never know. Maybe Dana White's like, nope, Wonderboy, this is the fight that's going to happen because the fan wants to see it. And a lot of times when the fans speak, when the fans are like, we want to see this fight, we will pay for this fight, we will go to this fight, Dana White makes the fight. So sometimes the fans win. And maybe the fans will win in this case. We will never know. Guys, I am going to be live this weekend, Premier FC 24. That's right. I will be inside that cage with a microphone in the faces of fighters. Premier FC 24. We had a couple of guys on that are on this card that were on the show. Check it out. Chez Joseph. Chez Joseph. That's right. The doors open at 6 p.m. Eastern time over there. The tickets are online. You're going to want to check this shit out, man. If you're in the East Coast area, remember Miguel? Well, he's on it. And here's the fight to look for. Here is the fight to look for. Pat Casey versus Jessie Kosakowski. I'm going to be getting fighter interviews. I'm going to be in the cage because when I'm in the cage, I just bring ratings. So come on by and say hello. Jay Smooth, come on by, say hello. Michael Anzalone, come on by and say hello. Everyone on the East Coast, come on by and say hello. Come to the UK fight. Till in my country, you faggots. This is Gary. KMX says, fuck no. I don't want Till versus Wonderboy. That is the dumbest shit. Give Till Mike Perry. That is way better. I agree, KMX. I don't think it's the dumbest shit. I wouldn't mind seeing Till and Wonderboy, but fuck yeah, I want to see Till versus Mike Perry. Fuck yeah. Throw Mike Perry to Darren Till. That would be a great fight. No one wants to see it. So KMX is saying no one wants to see it. We want to see Perry versus Till. Listen, I would like to take a vote. We'll take a last-minute vote over here. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to take it when the show shuts down because we got to go to the after show. In the comments section down below, when the show shuts down, I need to know, is it going to be Till versus Perry? Till versus Covington? Till versus Wonderboy? What is next for Darren Till? That's what I need to know. And remember, on the East Coast, come on by Premier FC 24 and say hello to this man, Mystic Moss. Agawam, Massachusetts. The proving ground. That's right. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful. I like that little snarl at the end of that. That's our new sound effect, thanks to Filthy George, who's not here tonight. That's fine. Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Guys, I will see you Friday. I'll be back on Friday, live. And then on Saturday, I'll be in Massachusetts. So come say hello to me, my face, and get your wristbands right here. Agawam, Massachusetts. All right, guys, thank you for watching. The after show is on Jessie's channel, Jessie Bell Hill, the moderator, and she's in the chat right now. JBH versus KMX Premier FC 25. This is Jessie Bell Hill. There you go. Make it happen, Karen. There you go. Thank you, Karen, for coming on this show. You were wonderful, wonderful as always. And as always, to the MMA-Holes, don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-Hole.